Mic check, mic
So
check.
crazy.
Helped that we didn't do any show prep.
I did.
I know. I'm just joking. I did no show prep. It's Thursday. It's 5 o'clock. We're back.
I do all the show prep.
We're looking at your landscape photos. We're giving you feedback in real time. We're answering your questions and
Drinking beer. We're
Talking to
slamming
yourself.
whiskey. And you know who makes that possible?
Johnny Squarespace, our boss,
Squarespace.
Mr. Squarespace.
You know what? Whether you need a website, you need a domain, you need an online store, you just need to look good and feel good, make it happen with Squarespace, guys. They have beautiful award-winning templates. They have an all-in-one platform, award-winning 24/7 customer support. And guess what? You can go to squarespace.com/Tony and use the coupon code portfolio to get 10% off of your entire purchase. That gets you 10% off. That tells Squarespace that we're doing a bang-up job.
It starts with the 14-day free trial, no credit card required. Also, I don't know that we can say Squarespace makes you look better. But maybe they do. Maybe you'll have such good self-esteem.
Well, it makes you look more put together, certainly.
Yeah, your website will look better. Maybe not you personally. Hashtag
That's
TC
on you.
Live on Instagram or Twitter to communicate with us in real time, or you can write a comment and our producer Siobhan out in Philly can read it to us.
Why'd you
Hi,
say
Siobhan.
it like that? Hi, Siobhan. Siobhan, you look cool, but you're so silent like an old-timey film star.
I hate turning on my microphone.
You're the teller of the show.
Yes.
And we have Justin here in the studio who's looking at your Twitter and tossing it up on the screen.
We have like no good tweets right now. You can send them in.
Oh, people are such a letdown. Today we're looking at your landscape photos. Go to sdp.io/submit to send them in. Siobhan will screen them and forward them over to us. While you're sending your pictures in, you can
Next
prepare
week.
for next week.
Self-portraits, make them creative. We did this once before and we loved it because we got to see you for once.
Yeah.
And that made me feel good, like you were all real people.
Yeah, so yeah, do something creative. I don't want to see no arm-length selfie unless there's something awesome about it.
Yeah, like your arms are freakishly long. That'd be cool. Try it. I started a Patreon because someone mentioned it in the comments, but like, hasn't come that far. Basically, I just made it, and for $1, you can vote on the show topic.
And for $10 a month, you get a 45-minute phone call with Siobhan once a month.
That's not true.
Siobhan's just learning this now.
But we
Sorry.
do need different tiers, which is, I'll explain it.
Maybe people should put in their suggestions for what they would want. Patreon is this thing where you pay monthly to support YouTubers and such. And
What about lunch?
just buy us lunch?
No, we buy them lunch.
Oh, Justin, could you toss Chelsea a couple of double A's? Her bad radio's dead.
Yeah, of course.
Or
Wait, we buy them lunch?
they could walk cowboy.
We'll work on the Patreon thing.
I'm new to this, so I'll think of better things.
A lot of people are asking about the GH5. Yes, we're working on the review. We had to kind of table it because we had a deadline on the A9 review, embargoes and stuff. But I have it. It's mostly done. The GH5 has been it's awesome. It's our favorite. We had to film the A9 review with the A9 because that was the point. But both Jordan and I were looking at each other like, I wish we could be using the GH5 now.
Sorry.
It's just an amazing video
A9
camera.
took Amazo pictures.
Yeah, obviously the GH5, they're different cameras. They just couldn't do the same thing. And I've been doing wildlife stuff with the GH5 today, and it's been pretty remarkable. It's just really good at that.
Making some cool things happen.
Do you want to do chit-chat now or look at some pictures first?
Let's do pictures first.
Okay. I'll go in and import some pictures.
Oh, holy shamolesley.
Okay. This is quick. Look at all these pictures. We might not get to everybody's picture. Sometimes we don't.
Sometimes
Pretty much every
people
time we don't get to everybody's
get
pictures.
mad at us about it.
But we'd love to get to everybody's pictures. We'll do the best we can.
Maybe we could do a Patreon for that.
Get to everybody's pictures.
I don't know. I'm so bad at it.
Often night photos end up kind of dark like this, and I definitely like to see them just a little bit brighter, especially if you're going to be making a print. You got to brighten it up some. Yeah, otherwise I think you've done everything great. It's obviously, it's a fantastic scene. Nicely done. Your settings and everything look right. If you went any longer, of course, the stars would end up getting longer and longer. This is beautiful. I don't know if it's infrared or just processed that way, but
It looks very cool.
I love this kind of flat effect with the
It's like,
solitary tree down here in this. I almost wonder if I wouldn't want just like a little more, I don't know, where you decide to put that in the grayscale is pretty arbitrary, I suppose, but I'm feeling like maybe a little more mid-tone in there.
Mm.
I like that a lot. I'm going to give that one a pick right off the bat. Are we calling cityscapes landscapes today, Chelsea?
I don't know what we're doing.
Some
But-
people would call landscapes only those scenes that don't have man-made aspects in them. And cityscapes are kind of a different topic, but what the heck? What are we going to do? Bust
What are we going to do? Have rules and loose guidelines?
Rules never work anyway. So you raise the shadows. I would do something different. I would do the graduated filter.
That's what happens when you go against me.
Oh, okay. I am so sorry that I did this to your picture. So there you go. We'll just move on. Nice picture, by the way. Sorry we talked about it so much and then just messed it up. Yeah. I'm going to give you a pick for this one. I love this line of the boardwalk here and the person in the foreground. You have a little bit of fringing here, so I would go back and use a graduated filter instead of just bringing the exposure down or bringing the blues down or whatever you might have done. Great, right? Do you have any suggestions?
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'd do anything to it.
Great
It's
rule
a really
of
nice
thirds
scene.
composition.
I feel like this mountain has a cool name, like Armadillo Back. Something like that. Not really related to anything. Look what... Oh, man. Northrup. Let me unclick that.
This is really nice. I'm just feeling like it might need a little more contrast or a little more pop.
Green. Yeah, I agree. Pop. Pop, 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 pop.
You know, it's a simple composition, but at the same time, it has a couple little distractions, and you know, it's almost reminiscent of that kind of Windows XP default background with the rolling hills and the nice colors. But then we have what looks like maybe some golfers or something in the
I
background.
think it's a dog party.
Could be a dog party.
Let's see.
Okay, here's a suggestion. I'm wondering how we can simplify the composition a little bit. I think you should make this your fog spot. You'll wake up one morning and it will be foggy, and you will grab your camera and you will go here because the fog will make the distance kind of fade out. It'll simplify the composition, eliminate some of those distractions.
You just got fog planned. Hashtag fog plan. I like Ireland a lot. It's just so much pretty. I feel bad if they ever have to travel anywhere else. I'm sorry. I touched my mic. I can't help it.
The only thing I would suggest is having something in the foreground because everything is very far away now. It would be awesome if that cattle were to be a lot closer to you. Yeah, the
I just
cropping
did
can
it.
help.
I cropped with my feet.
Andrew shot with his smartphone, so he probably didn't get the opportunity to do a lot of zooming, but a little bit of cropping can always help. Andy Green.
Andy Green. This is a very lovely picture. I'm going to raise the exposure a little bit, and I'm going to dial down the intensity of this watermark. That's my suggestion. Kind of stole the show over here. Maybe just make it transparent. I like the reflections, the colors.
Yeah, and I would definitely experiment with longer exposures. I don't know that it would turn out better. Maybe this is the perfect shutter speed.
It's very still there.
If you didn't bring an ND filter, just take, 20 shots and you can stack them later. I have a video called You Probably Don't Need Polarizing Filters.
You were very popular in that video.
Not by people who already bought it, but
Nobody
nonetheless,
liked it.
it's good. Even if you have that gear, even if you love ND filters, if you forget it, know those techniques so that you can live without it. Because I will use an ND filter at times, but I always forget it when I need it.
Oh my gosh. Is this film?
This is exciting stuff. This is not among the pictures that I expected to see today. Okay, pick. It's nothing I can do to that, obviously. It's perfect
I can't
as
add
it
to
is.
that.
Augustus. Shot of the Stars. I tend
Blew
to
it.
like my shots, my star shots, a little bit bluer.
We blew him.
It's like an Arrested Development joke.
What's his name? Tobias Funke. Remember his A New Start license plate? I have to rewatch that.
Just going to raise that exposure a little bit. Just to balance it out a little, because I think the foreground there is interesting.
Are you still laughing about Tobias? Yeah. Everybody is?
So just a little bit of difference. Otherwise, I think you have everything great. The settings are great. You might think, I can see you already have good gear. You're not afraid to invest. You might consider getting yourself a Prime. Rokinon makes a 24 millimeter f1.4 that would have let you shoot at ISO 1600. So it would have reduced the noise by a factor of 4. That would have been a big deal.
It's a really beautiful picture, though. I love the texture of the sky and the composition that you chose.
Yeah,
Really good choices that you
I'm going to
made.
jump to the middle here. Jeff McGee.
Jeff McGee. A Tale of Two Moods.
A Tale of Two Moods. I think this is another one that might benefit from a long exposure type treatment.
You know what I have to do here. I just have to see what's going on. Nothing.
Yeah, those blacks are
He
totally
literally
clipped.
lives in the blackness.
I think it's really nice. It's got complementary colors
I love
going
the
on there.
sky.
I like the line of the water being reflected. Looks really nice. Jim Setzer. This is, Jim, you have a great eye. I love the line that you chose in the water. Now, obviously, being in that spot is important, but being able to spot that spot is important too. And as a photographer, you have lots of options for how you turn a river like that into a shape, whether you kneel or you turn or you zoom. All those things will change the shape that it makes in your camera, and you did a really good job of making that a pleasing shape. We have a little bit of fringing going on there, and our solution for that is to use a graduated filter with a soft edge. If you look up fringing on our channel, you'll find a video about it.
It looks really nice, though.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a great morning. This person had a fog plan. And they had a good spot. Now,
Fuck, man.
you think that's the sun? Such a weird...
It's otherworldly. What more is there to say?
Yeah,
Tony, other than
great job.
pick?
There's nothing I can do. Now, John...
Now, John, let's make this brighter because our histogram is like begging us to do this.
Yeah, something that happens with HDR processing is the contrast will get too low. And if you looked at the original histogram, it didn't come anywhere near the right edge. But the sun, being the brightest thing in our solar system, of course, should always be perfectly white. So make sure it is completely 100% white in your photo. And then you'll have so much more dynamic range to play with. Now it's an absolutely gorgeous shot. Yeah, look at that before and after. Now, we didn't want
What
to
if
lose
he's like
too much
that
of the sky,
Ollie?
but the sun has to be white. Now, for everybody else out there, John already knows this. He shot at f22, and that's what gives you that starburst coming out of the sun. It can also, small apertures can also increase the amount of flaring, so you can see some flaring in there, which I like. I like some flaring in landscape photos that feature the sun like that.
Great.
Yeah, you also might, I see a little fringing in there. You might just be a little more delicate. Make 2 exposures or process the image 2 ways, one for the foreground, one for the sky, and then blend them together with a graduated filter. Chapter 9 of Stunning Digital Photography, as well as our Lightroom and Photoshop books, cover that.
The link to Stunning Digital Photography is everywhere. Check it out.
Very helpful. Good tip, Charles. So I wanted to brighten this up a little bit, just to use the entire dynamic range of the histogram. I think it's a really interesting shape that we have here. There's kind of a lot of just like clutter and stuff. I'm wondering if maybe a little bit of a different composition might find you a simpler silhouette.
I like it. Pick.
Yeah, I think it's a nice study in colors. Now, I'm sensing some HDR processing here, but I don't need to see the picture. I can look at the histogram and know, because look at the way the histogram is all in the middle. And that's often what HDR processing does. So you can fix that by either dialing the HDR back or by increasing the contrast, or do what Chelsea's doing, which is to drop the blacks, raise the whites, which essentially increases the contrast. And you can see the histogram just after is now spread out across the entire frame. The image, not only is it more interesting, but it looks more natural.
I like the person there.
Nice shot, John.
Because at first I thought
Oh, I didn't even see the
I
person.
thought all those things were quite small at first until I saw the person. So it gave me a sense of scale.
Good point, a sense of scale.
This is maybe from a car window?
Oh, you think so? Because you see some movement in the foreground there. We don't have your metadata, Jose, but the foreground here is kind of blurry, which if it was taken from a car window would happen. I want to hit it with the dehaze tool.
Oh.
I mean, you can go for your crop too, but the dehaze tool will do a lot for this picture. If it was taken through a window or something, that would cause things to be a little hazier.
We did it. We did it. We didn't. Well, I like that mountain, and I think it's a good effort. Maybe stop, pull over to take the picture next time. This is cool.
Yeah, I'm
Untraditional.
kind of searching it for some meaning. I think the sky itself is interesting.
What does it mean,
And we have a little bit of a
Joshua?
skyline there and some chemtrails.
Don't say that. I'm real maxed out on the flat earthers, okay?
Nice shot.
This is about Jesus.
And a dog.
Oh my gosh. You ever know one of those people that's like, dog spelled backwards is God? Coincidence? Yeah, entirely.
I think this is a really beautiful scene. I do feel like I wish we'd push in closer to the cross, because there's all this, like, a third of the picture is kind of unused. I think the dog is really interesting. Yeah, there we go. And I think this starts to become a lot more compelling as we just get closer and closer. But you could also get closer.
I
Maybe
love
even shoot
the
a little wider
background,
angle.
the pinks and the blues. It's really beautiful.
Great shot.
Kathy. I love taking pictures from the sky, Kathy, and it never gets old.
Yep.
I like
just
that.
Watch the edges of the frame and clip the wingtip just a little bit. Oh, beautiful. This is a great example of when to use a faster shutter speed. I didn't mind it with the exposure raised a little bit, like just blowing out that sun completely. Yeah, I think that makes it an even more powerful focal point.
Okay.
Beautiful shot. It might be nice without the railing along the left-hand side there. So you might have to like move over a little bit. Chris Hill, Sunset Bridge in Tampa. Great
I
job.
like how you put the sun right in between there.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks really nice. Great rule of thirds composition with the vanishing point between the two bridges. It can be tough balancing the exposure without like blowing out the sky. I feel like we've lost some detail in the sky. Yeah, see what I mean? Maybe a
Oh my
graduated
gosh,
filter
how could we do
would
that?
do that.
But we need it. We can't be so dark all the time. Compromise. That's what we do here on this show, guys. Oh, Kile Wolfe.
I've
I
heard of
know
this guy.
this.
He's award-winning.
This is probably Peru.
That's exactly where it is. That's where he is right now.
Yeah. Looks
He
great.
said he just took that today and uploaded it from his phone. So that's why it's crappy quality, which I said, I am not going to tell them that because you deserve to be taken down a notch. But then I told you anyway.
I don't think it's crappy quality. I did feel like the darks were a little too contrasty, like the blacks are crushed just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little.
We just
A
raised the
little
shadows some.
scourge around. Good job, Kyle. I hope you're having fun.
I will say, having done some work on my phone recently, it's hard because you're looking at this totally different type of screen from everybody else.
Yeah.
And phone screens can just vary so much. But Lightroom Mobile is pretty good, and you can look at a histogram and kind of like rely on the histogram more than your own eyes. But it is a different discipline to be working from a phone.
If you ever go Borg, would you put a histogram in your eyes?
Oh, I would love that.
I wouldn't like it. Too distracting. Lindsay, I like the waves. What?
You went down a real, like, would you go Borg, put a histogram in your eyes? And you're like, no, I wouldn't.
I just thought you would.
He would have like an on-off switch, I assume.
Oh, you could turn off
No,
your
not this
Borginess.
one. Justin.
Not this model,
Keep up.
Justin. Maybe next time, Justin, but not this model. Read about it. I like the boats. I like, the depth added by the trees. It looks kind of like fuzzy. Oh, it's very small.
Yeah, I think the best shot of Lake Windermere is going to be from a different place, maybe closer to the water.
And in the morning.
Yeah.
Or the night.
Better light.
Look at these two.
Beautiful job, Matt.
These, Norwegian people or whatever are always so happy and healthy outside. Do you ever notice that? They're just smiling and hiking all the time. I can't handle it.
I'll give you a pick. Absolutely beautiful. The glassy water, the rule of thirds composition. Really nice shot.
I actually do love it, though I am jealous of your lifestyle. This is cool.
Yeah, this is absolutely
What's
gorgeous,
this,
right?
Matthew? Wow, Matthew. Wow. I couldn't fully take in what was going on when I first looked at the picture, but
Yeah, it was a little overwhelming to me too. I'm just going to see if I was just pondering whether or not to.
I still don't entirely understand, but I do like it.
You see what I'm struggling with
No.
with the exposure?
What are you doing? What's your struggle?
I think this is one of those shots where I would want to go back and actually blend two exposures because I just feel like the foreground needs a little more contrast, but I don't want to completely blow out the sky. And
I
don't
do
think there's a
like
quick way to
how
do
the
that.
foreground, the darkness just kind of leads my eye to the waterfall. Uh-oh. Oh.
This is, I need to adjust this down. That's not my final plan. I'm just
You
masking
okay,
right
Justin? I'm scared.
now. I hate how the adjustment brush never, reads my mind about what I
Well,
want to do.
when you Borg it out, you could make that a feature, I'm sure.
Well, that was just a rough edit. Obviously,
I think it
a
looks,
picture of this quality would require a little more work. I just wanted a little bit more contrast in the foreground.
I think you did a good job, Tone.
Here, I think you'd benefit by getting lower. I tend to like waterfall shots that are closer to the water. You did a great job smoothing it. Almost 1 minute exposure can be difficult just to get it sharp and everything looks nice and sharp. Maybe next time think about, getting down. I see some land down there, or you might even end up maybe putting your tripod in the water or one leg in the water. Anyway, there are different techniques for getting down low next to the water that might help convey the waterfall a
This
little
is
bit
my
better.
recommendation. Crop it like this, and then when you go back, put in little, figurine people here so it looks like it's a bigger waterfall. You have no idea how big this waterfall is right now, Tony.
You're right. I guess I thought I did, but
But
right,
do you?
I don't.
Yeah, that's what I thought. We skipped a person. It's Michael.
Michael, great shot. I love the the toning on it. There's just something about this shot that I like, right?
Yeah, I like that. Good job. Oh, are we in? Oh,
Um,
this has an interesting haze to it. It feels old-timey.
yeah, it is very hazy, isn't it?
I tried to dehaze it.
Yeah,
Didn't go
it's
well.
so hazy. I don't know. Maybe that's part of what you're going for. I guess I would say go back and try it on a different day. You know, get up early in the morning. Skies tend to be a little bit clearer.
Interesting. I think the light is flat because of all of the haze, so lighting could help. Tony, let's see if Siobhan has any questions.
That's a great idea.
Well,
I do. And I have a barking dog.
Don't we all?
aren't you rich?
If only. How do you make a landscape shot not look like a boring picture card that's been taken a billion times before? This question is relevant to my interests.
It's a lot of question within a question. You can shoot it during interesting weather, or at an interesting time, or add a different element to it.
Yeah, that's true. Especially if you're at a landmark place, it's very likely that a million people have shot that same landscape before, and it can take some extra love and attention. You might have to just revisit a spot and get to know it better and better. If it's someplace close to you and you can spend more time there, then with time you can get the very best picture ever of that particular spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, seek out creative influences that other people don't have. You know, pull your influences from old art, you know,
You can
like
also
classic
develop,
art
You can develop
from
your own
movies.
style.
Yeah.
What else, Siobhan?
How long have the two of you been shooting together? Or been shooting? How long have you been shooting together? And did your individual styles change after working together?
Last question first. Definitely my style changed after I started working with Chelsea.
Yeah.
We've been shooting together since as long as we've known each other, because I think we were both heavily into photography when we met each other. And I started shooting about 21 years ago.
Yeah. You were already doing it somewhat professionally because you had your stock site.
Yeah.
And I was only just casually shooting. I had taken a class and I just took pictures of whatever, random stuff. But you got me into stock. So you made me a far more technical shooter. Than
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
Let's look at Fred Strobel's portfolio, because Fred takes pictures of rescue animals for the Shelter Paws Atlanta non-kill shelter. And who doesn't love looking at pictures of dogs? These are dog portraits.
Justin hates dogs. I saw him kick one once
Yeah.
just for fun.
Oh my god,
want
look at
that
this
one, I
little
want that one.
guy. Looks
We
like
need-
a little scrappy ranger. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, let's adopt them all. We'll have a dog farm like Oprah. That looks like Polly.
It does look like my dad's dog, Polly.
Oh my
I
gosh.
want to suggest a lot of these pictures could use a little bump in the exposure. It becomes especially obvious because the background on your portfolio is white here, so we see this kind of white point, and then the dog by comparison is some mid-tone. In general, you should look at the eyes and make sure that the eyes are nice and bright, and that might mean, oh my goodness, it might mean hitting the eyes with an adjustment brush in Lightroom and just increasing it by like 0.3 stops. But make sure there's plenty of life in the eyes, because a lot of these dogs have just like the blacks crushed in their eyes.
We teach you all about that in this show.
Yeah, but also check your white points in all of your pictures. Adorable dogs.
Cats, too.
Great job with, like, you're getting almost everything right with the posing and the expression. The backgrounds look great.
Little key cat.
Goodness.
Oh, I like this little cross-eyed cat.
Oh,
Really nice pictures. Let's find out more about Fred.
also a general suggestion with dark animals like a black cat, you might have like an off-camera flash, because a little bit of hard light will just add some gleam to their fur so they don't just completely disappear. fantastic job, Fred. I would love to see a picture of Fred, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
We've already seen the dog pictures. Show us a
Twist.
picture of you on your About page.
He's a dog.
This is what Fred had to say about Squarespace. It was simple to do once you get your photos together. It is also easy to update. I did it all in a couple of hours, and it ended up looking great. Fred,
It's so true.
Squarespace is an awesome place to host your portfolio, and everybody should have one. Amateur, professional, everybody. Just because it's a fantastic way to
It's a good
show
exercise.
off your work to the world.
Even
It's
if you
a
just
great
do the free
exercise.
one, just to see which pictures you like, which ones you would like to work more on, it's nice to just try it for free.
Did you just call Fred a moron? Fred is
I would
not a
never
moron.
do
He's a
that.
caring, giving man who helps animals.
Wow.
If you want your own Squarespace portfolio, go to squarespace.com/Tony. Get a 14-day free trial. Get everything set up. Decide if you like it. No commitment. No credit card required. And then, if you're ready to commit, use the coupon code PORTFOLIO.
Why is it /Tony? I'm jealous.
Because I was talking to the guy when we set it up. And
No, I was talking to the guy.
let's look at one more portfolio. Which one of these catches your eye?
Tommy,
Tommy.
because this bird here.
Tommy, because
Oh
of
my
the bird.
gosh.
That is really cute. That is some shallow depth of field. Beautiful cityscapes too. The New York cityscape looks
Wow.
great.
You have so many beautiful pictures, but I would choose a different layout because like this great picture is so tiny.
Yeah, this particular layout is a popular
you
one,
don't
but your
have-
vertical pictures become tiny.
That many pictures, so
One nice thing about Squarespace is you have a bunch of different layouts you can choose from, and it's really easy to switch between them. So you can try out a bunch of different layouts, find one that matches you perfectly.
smiling in nature.
Great picture
Typical.
of himself, right? Yeah, everybody should have a picture of themselves. Tommy, though, wait, Tommy, you got to get yourself a new email address. That is a long Gmail. Can you imagine, like, you meet somebody and they're like, "Oh, I'd love to hire a photographer. My email is Tommy Arneo Photography at." Anyway, you have your own domain name now. At least have it be like Tommy at Tommy Arneo Photography.
TAP.
There you go.
Yeah. Justin brings the smarts today. You have a lot of great pictures. That's not a problem. Maybe pare some down. You're easy to contact. And you okay. I'm staying tuned.
Oh, okay. Tommy's got multiple different galleries too, as well as that's good. That's a good way to go because if you want to dig more into his work, you have the option. But most people will just see the front page.
He's got some
which is
really
the
nice
surface
landscapes.
portfolio.
Look at this one.
That is gorgeous.
Okay. Tommy.
Nice work,
Looks
Tommy.
good, Tommy.
What did Tommy have to say about Squarespace, you ask? Tommy
didn't
says, I just created my first ever website on Squarespace a week ago, and so far I've been very happy with them. Look at that. Tommy's just been doing this for a week.
Tommy, I thought you were a pro.
Yeah, you don't have to be a super big nerd to make an awesome Squarespace website. Anybody can do it. And if you are a nerd, don't sweat it.
Good
You have
for you.
access to all the CSS and all that stuff. You can do whatever you want. Squarespace makes it possible. If you want your own site, go to squarespace.com/Tony for today free trial. Coupon code portfolio. Thanks, guys. You want to talk to Siobhan some
I
more?
always do.
Okay.
Siobhan, tell me so many things. Tell me the questions.
We got some money comments.
Oh,
Oh, I like money comments.
I know.
But do they have anything to say?
Not really. One of them is from Kevin Liu, and he says, if you get to review my Yosemite picture, make sure to zoom in. So he might have
What's his
hidden
name?
something for you. Kevin Liu.
Kevin Liu.
Ben Showman gave us $2.01 and said 1 penny richer. $2 and a penny richer. I don't know if you can math.
But it worked out in my favor.
Some people gave suggestions for what you should give away
Oh, on Patreon?
on Patreon.
What is it?
Old gear, which seems real generous. Signed prints. That's a good idea.
Do you guys want that?
Chelsea could custom write music to listen to while editing. That seems like a lot of work.
We're looking for
And
something that doesn't really
also-
require a lot of work.
More drawings from Chelsea.
I was thinking we could put up like a limited number of signed books with drawings in them per month, and then the first people to support that get them. Because we only sign pre-orders usually. So we could do that. So you get a picture and a book. We could send you Cowboy. He's a
Yeah,
very
Patreon
big
is
dog.
just to guide people's suggestions. Patreon is like you pay monthly, so it's good to have some reoccurring benefit.
I could draw a picture every month.
How about 800 of them?
I couldn't. I mean, have you seen my pictures? I probably could draw 800 pictures. A
How
month.
many pictures did you have to draw for the Photoshop pre-orders? Like 1,500, right?
1,500
She drew a picture in
pictures.
1,500 books.
It tested my everything.
Yeah, and we did see some drop off in the picture quality from
Well,
like
at first
book
I
number
started, I
one.
was like, cat, pizza, cupcake. And after a while, I was just like, cupcake, cupcake, cupcake.
Mr. Line, Mr. Three Dots.
Pretty much. But thanks for the suggestions, guys. Siobhan, do you have any other comments? Money or otherwise comments?
I have questions. Uh,
Are you okay?
Tony, here's a real nerd question for you.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Have you ever integrated a Raspberry Pi into photography? And if so, how?
I'm not.
I did. Not the. Okay, you
Not
go
did
first.
yeah.
Mine was literal Pi, not like
The
computer
literal
science.
Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
No, I'm always really interested in the Raspberry Pi. I think it has so much potential, and I've always wanted to. I just haven't.
Also interested in the Raspberry Pi.
Sorry. Let's take a look at a couple of pictures.
No.
Bhupinder
We have to
Birdie.
do chit chat. Okay, let's look at more pictures first.
Okay. I like the use of the silhouette here, and you found a great sky for it. There are a lot of interesting elements here. I'm wondering if the composition could even be simplified a little bit. But great sky on it, good processing.
Ooh, I like this. I feel like I'm on the journey. Pick. Nothing you can do to change it.
Yeah, great shot.
Maybe a little.
No whites.
No, it's okay.
All right. Here again, I think they've had a great eye in finding this kind of interesting line, and I would remember the spot and maybe revisit it when you get some better light. Maybe night with a really long exposure, and those cars would turn into long trails.
Yeah. That's where I want to live. Lonely Island.
This reminds me of our friend Little Biscuit style.
LB?
Erlander. Erland. I
Erlander.
don't know why I said Erlander.
That little biscuit Erlander.
I'm going to give it a pick. I like it. You're my new Erland hunter. My old Erland is dead to me now. You've been replaced. I'm just
That was
kidding around.
harsh.
I'm just...
Dang, you really bring the fire, T North.
It's very dark, right? We can bring this up some.
I like it.
Okay.
Pick. You did it, Brian. Everybody loves you now. I like this.
Oh, yeah? I mean, it's unconventional to focus on the chain,
Sure.
right?
It's off the chain. The light here is a little bit flat for me. Justin, you think I'm so cool today.
I
can
was
tell.
just laughing at Siobhan's reaction to your pun.
Oh, Siobhan thinks I'm cool today.
I like that shot. Good use of like layering between the trees and the mountain and
Good
the sky.
textures. I would not go down this path.
I think it's beautiful.
It's a little spooky.
Yeah, I think it has a nice mood to it.
Okay.
Great
I like
spot
it.
for portraits. Oh,
We're
just
done.
adjusting the temperature.
Let's go to chit chat.
You don't have any idea. Oh yeah, chit chat. This is a segment where we read the comments that you've left
We've
us.
had such a week. Am I right or am I right? Justin had a more eventful week. Do you care to tell anyone, Justin?
Yeah, my car got totaled.
His car got totaled.
Yeah, that's a real shit. week.
Cowboy had diarrhea. Siobhan probably had something too. She had to
And
deal
our
with
fridge is acting up.
Refrigerator.
her refrigerator.
Our refrigerator's broken too.
Her refrigerator is refrigerating too much. Our refrigerator won't refrigerate at all. These are the things we're dealing with. So let's chit chat.
But we have an extra closet now.
A stinky closet. Could you explain what are the things you mentioned?
No.
Totally awesome photography said, do you two always have to skip my pictures? And did you write puns? Chelsea hates puns.
I guess so. I have no recollection of that, but it must have been me, right? If it wasn't you.
It wasn't me. I guess that's still like,
Because his name is Totally Awesome Photography.
oh, I got it.
I like to explain puns.
Thank you. William said,
It's been like several weeks, so I probably put that in like weeks ago, and we went to a Sony event, which will pretty much wipe out any memory that you have.
for all different reasons. Was that Chelsea screaming for blood during the hockey fight?
Yes, of course.
I have no recollection, but after
You
we
really don't.
after we posted the video, I did get a text from a friend, and they were like, "Were you screaming blood in your video?" Probably. Zachary said, "Wow, Tony, love that polo. I wonder where you got it." Zach from Banana Republic, Newport. We met someone in Newport, and he sold us a shirt. Thanks, Zach.
Hi, Zach.
Nice to meet you.
Wait, what do you mean he sold you a shirt?
Well, we went shopping.
Not like his shirt. He works at a clothing store.
And he worked at the
Works at the Banana
store, and he
Republic.
knew our channel. So
That's
he,
cool.
He helped us get real fly, which Tony is, but I didn't really step up my game today, Justin. Maybe you could help me out with that next time, Zach. I feel like you're in a loop as themes go. The live shows are now nature, abstract landscape, etc., and back again. I wish you would ask for more creativity. I thought the joke abstract cat was funny and also serious. Make us think and be creative with new topics, and a challenge for photographers and more ideas and interesting shows for viewers. Having said that, I still love you very much. So that's one of the reasons you can vote on our Patreon. And also, honestly, if I do something creative that makes people have to shoot, you usually don't.
Yeah, we get distinctly worse turnout. If we do, like one time you think you did banana?
No,
What
I
was
didn't
it?
do that.
What was that? Remember that? Nobody else remembers. It was something like banana. And you're just
It
like, it's
wasn't.
banana. And we're like, what is that? Banana. The theme's banana.
I have no recollection of this.
And then Thursday rolls along and it's like
two people.
Kyle Wolf and
Had,
Maya
like-
are there. And
Kyle has like the most beautiful banana. Please don't quote me. Okay,
we love you too. I guess that's
comment
it.
tips. Oh, we're gonna skip over that.
Do you want to read the comment
No.
tips? Okay.
Just no.
Let's jump and find some like proper landscape photos. Leprechaun Canyon.
Oh my
I didn't know that was a
sounds
thing.
So cool.
I'm just gonna give you a white point. I think the real picture is up here in this texture and the lines, and I think like this dirt with like the footprint in it tells a different story. And I guess I would just say simplify the composition a little bit. But clearly, there's a good shot in there. A little cropping might help.
I think that there's a good like philosophical story in there. You know.
Hit that graduated filter. Look up our video on fringing. I see a little fringing there. But I really like the shot. I
gonna give
love
this
the
a
use
pick.
of the grains in the foreground, and I was reaching for the P key too. Nice shot, Jeremy.
P.
Daniel Jones. For me, the focal point here is the flag, and we don't get to see
My eye goes right here.
the stars. So I think it's a cool spot, and lining it up between the trees is good, and getting the reflection is good, but we just got to wait for the wind to shift a little bit. So
Let's get that out of there.
Antelope Canyon.
Wait a minute. Is this next to Leprechaun Canyon? This is a beautiful picture.
Yeah, it really is. I would back off the recovery on the sky a little bit. I don't know that I really need to see the sky. but I think you got it at a great time of day. I would have the same debate about kind of showing the dirt in the foreground with all the feet in it, but at the same time, it's nice.
The feet. Gotta bring a broom to Antelope Canyon.
Oh, this is a Yosemite shot. Now, he told us to zoom in. Was it Ivan who told us to zoom in or somebody else? I forget.
Oh, I forgot. Was it Brian?
I don't know.
So many names.
I'm hoping it's like that picture of the dog where you have to look at his paw and then you look at his eye and then it just says something wholesome for you. But I don't think there's any secret messages in here. I'm sorry we got a little distracted.
What does it mean?
Cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful shot. Something like these reflections work better when it's still, so I might get up early in the morning.
That's really
Chris
pretty.
Valentine. Yeah. Yeah, that is really beautiful. I'm just going to give that a pick. Oh, there you go with the mood.
I like this leading line, Stacy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be afraid to just put a little white in there.
Yeah. There you go. Nice shot, Stacy.
Beautiful tree. I like the colors. I like it. I wish this is a beautiful leading line. I wish it would take me somewhere.
Yeah, or maybe if there were a train going through it at the time.
Be careful. Arnie. Oops. Okay.
Yeah, I can't come up with anything.
This is nice.
Tony-san. Yeah, very nice. I like the inclusion of the person in the foreground.
Pick.
Use your eye through the rest of it. You caught it at a great time of day.
This is beautiful pick.
Yeah, this is absolutely beautiful. Great sky that you caught. Very dramatic. Nicely done.
I'd say this is more about those two people, though I didn't say that about the last one, so maybe. Wow.
Yeah,
I like that
nice
one.
aerial shot. A little of the horizon might help.
A lot of great pictures today. These were always tough for me with these waterfall shots can be tough. Like maybe you put too much blue in the waterfall. Do you see what I'm saying here, Jason?
Yeah, and getting closer to the water can really help too. Like getting really low to the ground, like even lower. I like the idea of using silhouetting something in the foreground, but yeah, actually bringing it up helped a lot too. If it were more of an interesting shape, like a flower or a dandelion or something,
Yeah, I agree with
might be a
that.
little more compelling.
This plane changed its mind. Okay.
We are over at Dumbo Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice shot. I think you're kind of in the middle with the shutter speed, like maybe a longer shutter speed or a shorter shutter speed.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard to make out the Brooklyn Bridge, so maybe I'd brighten it up a little. Interesting.
Yeah, that's a clever
Interesting.
composition. I like the inclusion of that.
I think it's more about the lines, this one,
Yeah,
and
I
the
think
landscape.
so too. Yeah.
but still different, and I like that. Good reflections, nice colors.
Kale. Monterosa.
These mountain shots are tough because there's so much contrast between the snow and the mountain, but good texture.
Yeah, my eye didn't really fall anywhere, but
I'd like the geese to be in focus, but I do like the colors and the shapes. That's very nice. Those duckies.
Yeah, we need some more compelling lighting, I think. But I do think it's a nice spot. And when you go, just watch the tops of these
Hey.
trees. You might just tilt the camera back a little bit more.
We have a video
Nice shot, Katie.
that's coming out called 15 Wildlife Photography Mistakes, all about the most common mistakes that we see. That should be out tomorrow, right? Tomorrow? I think so.
Yeah. You just teasing it?
Oh, you know it. Sean, do you have any questions?
I just leveled that a little bit because you got this powerful line here.
You would.
Sure, I do. Jim Setzer asked Tony if you are going to mention the FAA's new UAS facilities map data in the news section of the show today. He'd like to hear your take on the next step.
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot news this week, even though NAB was out and there's probably lots of new stuff.
Oh yeah, Nab.
Um, I don't know. I guess I looked at it and there was nothing really that impacted our area. So then I didn't think about other people. I just thought about myself.
Wow, that's unusually selfish of you, Tony.
Yeah, I guess I don't know how it impacts other people. I know they restricted some places, but so I guess I'm not going to mention it. I don't know what I think about it. Sorry.
What else, Siobhan?
It's a great shot, Raphael. I'm going to give it a pick. Let's choose one. Oh, this one. Why are we going backwards? We've seen all these.
What lenses do you recommend for Sony APS-C type sensors, and do you think that more lenses will be released?
I think the single biggest challenge with Sony APS-C is the lack of Sony lenses, like of native lenses. So what is that lens that we use all the time, the APS-C one? Is it like a 14-105, Justin?
I'm pretty sure that's exactly right.
Yeah, it's a Sony G lens, and it's not especially sharp lens, but Sony doesn't make any really sharp APS-C zooms. So we'll do that for general shooting. But otherwise, you can get a Metabones adapter and stick the Sigma 18-35 on there, and people get great results with that. That and the Sigma 50-100 f1.8 are super sharp if that's what you care about. Autofocusing isn't going to be stellar, but it will work. And you'll get some real background blur out of it. You'll get full frame results, truly. This is super cool.
I liked this picture, but it's not a landscape at all.
Yeah, I
This
like
one's
that one
very
too.
cool. I like how the landscape is nestling the moon. I give that a pick.
Yeah, it feels totally alien.
Yeah. It
They
does.
they've actually done a really good job of kind of capturing
Bill Dyson.
the solitude of woods.
Is this the vacuum guy?
I think I might like to push forward a little bit and see that water directly in the foreground rather than the kind of like collection of random sticks that we ended up getting in the foreground. It would also be a good time to experiment with slower shutter speeds. You know, a 3-second shutter speed might not be the effect you want, but definitely try that out because it might add
It's
to
a
that peacefulness of it.
Very peaceful feeling photo. Ooh. What's
Yeah,
this?
this is kind of surreal, isn't it? Look at that beautiful water. You can see the shadows of the boats in the water. The water is so clear.
People love that.
Beautiful location. Definitely, you know, something you might be able to find it at a better time of day. Also watch the edges there. The mountain at the top is almost clipping the frame, clipping the edge of the frame.
This one's very sad.
Yeah, it is kind of sad, and it's just kind of
There's a factory in the
Flat.
background, but I like it. I'm gonna give this a pick. That's really beautiful.
yeah.
I haven't
That is
seen
really
a picture
beautiful.
like that. Good job, Blaine. Ooh,
All right, working the aerial shots.
ooh, we got another drone enthusiast.
Yeah, I think it's really pretty. I mean, it feels like Ireland or Scotland maybe, but it's a very hazy day, so it's one of those times you might just want to revisit it multiple times. But I think the location itself is fantastic.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. It's a nice one.
Eric Drury. Just
Good
watch
colors.
the blending of the sky and the foreground. Look up our hazing video. Same with this one. The blending could be a little bit better. The God rays like that, I always find really difficult to process and have it look natural because you do want to bring out that contrast. But the scene itself is gorgeous. I'd be interested in like looking at the original photo. It can be tough to like do too much processing in post, but or too much processing from
Wow.
your final JPEG.
Skittles indeed, Peter. I won't touch it. I can't touch this.
Pick, right?
Pick.
That's amazing.
5.
That's absolutely wonderful.
5 picks.
Gorgeous. And taken from a drone too. Double pick.
Double rainbow.
Great shot.
We've yet to have a rainbow since we've had drones.
Oh,
Makes you
you're right. I
think.
got to remember that. Get the drone up in the air if I
Oh,
see that
Eric,
rainbow.
I always like Eric's pictures.
Yeah, well, this shot's gorgeous. I'm going to give this one
He's
a pick
one of
too.
those happy Nordic people.
Yeah. It really is a beautiful place. I don't know if I could deal with the cold, but it's absolutely gorgeous.
I overdid it. This is so pretty. I'm going to give this a pick.
Eric, we got to get you into some faster primes.
Eric.
Yeah, your work is solid enough. You can get that Rokinon 24 millimeter, or the best one. I think Rokinon might have a 20 millimeter now, but Sigma has this 20 millimeter art. That would be perfect for a shot like this. And that would get you shooting at like ISO 800.
I think
or so.
I've seen this place of Eric's before. Do you think Eric just lives right here?
Oh man, I don't know. That's
Jealous.
nice. Jasper National
This is
Park.
beautiful.
Yeah, I feel like I want to increase the contrast in it. Yeah, brighten it up some. Next week, we're looking at your self-portraits. So tune in.
I hope.
You hope.
Remember
Seems
before
pretty definite.
Siobhan screened the photos, we started getting crazy pictures?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We had like a good 2 months before we screened photos, and it was fine.
Well, like it took one person to give everyone the idea to just submit totally inappropriate, weird pictures.
I kind of missed the Illuminati guy. Remember somebody would always sneak the Illuminati symbol into
Yeah, that
pictures
guy
every
was
week?
cool. I don't know who that was. Oh, sorry. There's a lot. Is this Key West?
I definitely thought of the Key West sunset because it looks just like that. I would like to see the foreground brighten some because you have these seagulls in the foreground
Yeah.
that you would just want to bring out a little bit. Dodge
Siobhan,
that
any
up.
last questions before we go?
Sure.
That's gorgeous. Give that a pick.
Yeah, I'm just going through real quick since we're
You
running out.
guys, what do you think about framing a photo like with borders?
I've seen it work as long as it's not, if it's just black or white. I've seen it work.
Oh, like online, I guess?
Mhm.
I totally get that because you don't know how your picture is going to be presented. And I do think that sometimes it can work.
Yeah. Especially, if you have like very dark or blown out parts of your picture near the edges and you don't know where it's going to be. Yeah, that can happen.
Jamie, this is a gorgeous scene, but I don't know what happened with the processing, or maybe because I think it's actually just
Pick.
very small. Yeah, we
It's
got a
very
very
small.
small version of the image, which makes
What else, Siobhan?
Oh, gorgeous cloud.
If you had
Time of
$1,000
day.
to get into landscape photography for gear, would you buy a camera or a drone first?
Oh, I would definitely want a regular camera.
I would want a
first.
regular camera too.
But I mean, some people
Drones
are
are
just into
cool.
aerial photography, but it's very limiting. Like if you had only a drone, there are so many beautiful places where you can't fly, and you'd be like, "Oh, I wish I could get something, but I can't fly here."
Yeah, I'd get a regular camera. Tony, we went up here together.
That's
You
true.
remember?
I do remember Prague. Yeah, worked the night shots in Prague.
Nice. Give this a pick. It's small, but it's mighty. What other
we got it.
questions, Siobhan?
Very nice.
Shaboon?
Great job using the sun.
Shabum?
Just watch the fringing that you have there.
Troy wants to know how long it took you to get the peanut butter and jelly out from under your fingernails.
I smelled like peanut butter after I took a shower.
Good shot, George.
So 2 days. My dog didn't mind.
Hey, isn't that? I'm sorry to interrupt you, Chelsea. Is that happen to be the same church that's on the cover of the DVD set?
No.
I don't think so, but
was talking about
I
something
did
really
immediately
important.
think of that. This has that steeple that makes me think of like Russia, don't you think? I don't know enough about architecture to be more specific, but
It says Italy.
I pressed the pick button 5 times. So
Wow. You really like this picture. Any other questions, Siobhan?
we got some sensor dust. Dan's got to clean a sensor off, man.
Dan. We should have a segment called censor shaming, and we have no right to have it because we always have dust.
We frequently have dust.
Someone wants to know what all of us like on our pizzas.
Pineapple. Now everybody fight.
I don't know that I can just, like pick one topping because it's all about who prepares it. Like some of my favorite pizzas
Yeah,
have been
like,
a buffalo chicken pizza.
What if
I love
Dan
that.
Aykroyd made your pizza?
You know what's awesome is that pizza place in Mystic. What's that place called?
Pizzetta.
Pizzetta in Mystic. Yeah, I like everything they make is really good.
Yeah.
What kind of
Some good
pizza do you like,
pizza.
Siobhan?
I prefer white pizzas, which I know is gonna get me
That's a Pennsylvania
in
thing.
deep. Is it?
Every time I was visiting Pittsburgh, it's like all they ate.
Well, one of my all-time favorite pizzas was from a place in New London, Connecticut called the Recovery Room. And
Oh yeah,
they make a
Recovery
good
Room's
pizza.
awesome.
It's really
a
good.
white pizza with barbecue sauce, chicken, bacon, onion, and blue cheese. And it is banging.
That pizza is good, and we should all go to Recovery Room.
Yeah.
And there's a place in New Haven, and they have one that's like goat cheese, pistachios, honey. It sounds so weird, and it's so good. And bacon. Siobhan's shaking her head, but now I'm going to make her go there.
There is a pizza I like that has fig and bacon on it, though. So I don't know where you lost me with that one.
Pistachio, probably.
Yeah.
Guys, we have to call it a night because Tony and I have a kickball game.
Oh, yes.
And we're not children.
But look at Amir's picture. It's gorgeous, right?
Dang to dang.
Yeah, I would be careful about the processing on the sky, but I'm going to give you a pick.
That looks like a unicorn frappuccino up in there. Very
You're on fire tonight, Chels.
timely. I'm actually just exhausted. And that's what happens. So guys, we'll see you next week. We'll see your selfies. Give us some more Patreon suggestions and have some pizza.
And thank you to our
Squarespace.
sponsor, who is Squarespace.
Cool.
If you want an awesome website of just about any type, it could be a photography portfolio, could be for your reel, or it could be for your doctor's office, or, you know, if you're,
You could sell your old shoes.
yeah,
You
know,
really could.
if you're a cat, go to squarespace.com/Tony, get a 14-day free trial, no credit card required. Try it out. If you like it, coupon code portfolio will get you 10% off. Thank you for sponsoring us, Squarespace, and we'll see you guys next week. Same time, Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern. We're looking at your selfies. So go out and take a new selfie.
Yeah, like
Stick that
don't
camera on
do
a
it in a
tripod.
car. I don't like that.
You don't need a fancy trigger. Stick it on a tripod, set that 10-second timer, or set it to just take pictures every 5 seconds, whatever kind of camera. It'll do one of those things.
Express
Be
yourself.
creative. You are the model and the photographer. We can't wait to see you next week.
Goodbye.
Thanks, Siobhan. Thanks, Justin. Bye.
That is all.